While cleaning the room, the maid accidentally fell asleep on the CEO's bed. She jolted awake and hurried out, only to bump straight into the CEO who had just come home. Remembering his terrible germophobia, she panicked at the thought of being found out and spun around to run, forgetting her hair tie on his bed. The CEO picked up the hair tie right away, recognizing it as the one she always wore. He went to her door, intending to return it. Before he could say a word, the butler's voice suddenly came from outside. In a fluster, she yanked the CEO into her room. She knew she'd be fired on the spot if anyone found her having any contact with him. Luckily, the butler only called her over to help. When she came back after finishing the errand, she found the CEO fast asleep in her room. Unwilling to wake him, she sat quietly on the floor. The next day, the CEO woke up feeling refreshed and went for a walk. He spotted her working not far away, and memories flashed back to the night before, when he'd woken up to see her sleeping on the floor beside his bed. He snapped fully awake, a flicker of embarrassment crossing his face. Gently, he lifted her up in his arms. Watching her drowsy, confused look, his heart skipped a beat. That night, as she was about to go back to her room, she ran into the CEO again. He walked over, holding the hair tie she'd left that morning. She panicked instantly, but the CEO spoke first. Sleeping in her room had cured his insomnia, something that had plagued him for ages. She was lost for words, and then heard him say he wanted to switch rooms with her every night. She refused at once, but he threatened to fire her if she didn't agree. Left with no choice, she gave in. Moments later, the CEO stepped into her tiny room, and for some inexplicable reason, he felt a deep sense of peace and comfort there. From then on, they swapped rooms every night, acting like strangers to each other during the day. But their secret was eventually spotted by another maid, who reported it to the CEO's mother at once. Enraged, she fired the maid on the spot. When the CEO got home and heard what had happened, he immediately told his assistant to find out where she'd gone. With the information in hand, he rushed to a fast food restaurant, and there she was. She saw him, shot him an angry glare, and stormed off, but he followed her all the way. Growing impatient, she told him to leave her alone. Desperate for her forgiveness, the CEO leaned his face forward, telling her to slap him as hard as she wanted. He never expected her to actually raise her hand to do it. He flinched in shock, and she burst out laughing. Finally, their rift was mended.